Welcome to Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase, where God's minstrels showcase their gifts to the world. And I am truly excited this evening because I have a very special guest here. And by the time we finish this evening, I'm probably going to float home because I don't know if the car, I'm going to even need the car. I have with me Robert Mousey Thompson. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Ginger. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm so glad that you took the time. No, I know, just yes. I'm so glad that you took the time to stop by here. I know you have a busy schedule. In fact, I know you have an engagement when you leave here.
Yes, ma'am.
But I really want to thank you for taking out your time out of your busy schedule to come by and just share with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
For those of you that don't know, can I call you Mousey?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I
please do.
Call him Mousey. Okay. But Mousey is formerly the drummer for James Brown. So when I tell you that I'm standing here with a legend, I'm standing here with a legend. And so many times we hear about people. I mean, growing up, I was listening to James Brown. I could hear the music. But now I can go back and listen to the music and pay attention to the drum, because you know the drum drove us, made us dance, and it gave us the rhythm.
That's right.
Right? It kept James on beat, right? Amen. But I'm so excited because, again, God has given me the opportunity to be in the presence of greatness. How old were you when you started playing the drums?
Well, ironically, it was funny because I started out as a kid singing, doing the James Brown. And the drummer that I had, he wasn't hitting the accents. You know, when I go to do my splits and, you know, the whole 9 yards with the cape, I just wasn't getting that thing, you know, that I wanted to hear and feel, you know. So I got behind the kit and I started playing. And it was one of those things that God said, this is what you're going to do. I'm not going to take your voice away. He said, you can still sing, but I want you behind that kit. And that was my calling, to play drums. So, you know.
So how old were you?
I had to be about, I guess I was about 12 years old, anywhere from 9 to 12, you know. Right
and how much practicing did you have to do?
Every chance I got. If it was a table, if it was a car seat, I don't care what it was, I was always practicing.
Okay, now can you say that for me again? How much practicing did you do?
All the time.
All the time.
Now, I'm practicing right now because I'm hearing rhythms in my head. So when I finish with you, I got to go practice these.
And the reason I asked you to repeat that is because you know, a lot of times people want the end result, but they don't want to put the time in to get what they need to get.
Never stop learning.
You never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
That's right.
That keeps it. That'll keep you focused at all times.
Yes.
Never think that you know it all, because you never will. You know, especially in music.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. There's so much discipline involved in music.
Oh, it is.
You know, a lot of people want to be musicians. They want to sing. They want to be involved in the music industry, but they don't understand what's required to get to the point that you need to get to be able to go out and do it professionally.
That's true. And it's funny that you say that, because some things, you know, I mean, Chuck Brown, I work with, God bless him, I love him to death. He was one of my guys who put me on point, because I came with his organization, coming in rolling. And he said, son, I don't want all them rolls. Just give me them biscuits.
Yeah, and you know, I'm so glad you said that, because there's this thing that you do. Mousey also plays, my husband Martin is the band director at Imani Temple on Capitol Hill, and Mousey plays drums with us. I play sax. We're having a wonderful time. We have young Jeremy Hinton, who's on keyboard, and William Stevens on bass, but you do this thing when we're playing. I keep saying he sneaks up on you with the cymbal that I don't think I've heard anybody. It's like your drums are, well, it is a musical instrument, but it's like you use your drums as a voice. It almost sounds like a voice the way that you play. And you do this thing with the cymbal, and before I realize it, it's just hit me in my spirit, and I'm just, there aren't words to describe it. And I've never heard a drummer do that. I've just never heard it.
Well, and it's things that I do that I don't know what I'm doing, and I couldn't say what I'm doing, because it's a gift that I'm just told to do it.
Well, that's probably a blessing.
I mean, and my blessing is that, you know, I never went to school for music, and It was something that he just laid on me, and I'm just trying to cherish it, and share it with everybody. And
Yes, and you know, I think too that because you got it that way, you are willing to share it.
oh yeah.
And I know that you do some things charity-wise.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
With the mentally disabled. Can you talk
Yeah, I'm
about
working
that
with
a
the
little bit?
Arts Drama Therapy Institute out of Washington, D.C. under the direction of Dr. Dew and Dr. Sky. And it's for mentally challenged people. And through music, you know, we can always reach
Yes.
that unknown that we're always trying to get to by books or pencil, by a hug or whatever, and you can't get there. You know, even by eyesight, you know, you can sit down and talk to people, and they're autism. I guess that's the correct word.
Yes, autism.
Where they're not even reachable, you know. But once you hit that note or that drum, there's a communication line.
Yes. You know,
And through that,
yes.
we have worked with the clients, and they come around, and you can see their spirit just glow, and you know that they're being touched by the one and only.
That's right.
And we can actually see and feel them express themselves,
and
know,
you
through
get
music.
blessed in the process.
That's right,
Amen.
and we learn.
You know, and I keep saying that music is therapeutic, and I know firsthand that it's therapeutic because I'm a lupus survivor, and the thing that got me up out of the sick bed was one of my mentors was doing the choir, and called me and asked me would I come sit in with the choir. And from that point, once I kept singing with the choir and playing my instrument, it takes you away from so much of yourself. And it also put me in position to be able to share my testimony with people.
That's true.
And when you're helping other people, again, you forget so much about yourself, so you're not so self-absorbed. So music really is therapeutic.
Oh, it is. It is.
It really is therapeutic. Now, tell me a little bit about a couple of the bands. You have a couple of projects going on.
Well, yes. Right now, as well, I'm working with our Prince George's County Police Band.
Okay.
I've gotten together guys in uniform that play instruments, and we go around to different schools, community events, talk to the kids, talk to the community, playing hit songs like Earth, Wind and Fire, you know, inspirational music. And through the music, we're being able to touch our community by letting the officers be seen as not just giving out tickets,
Right.
beating up people. It's somebody that you can come to when you're in need. They're not someone to run from. You know, they're there. They're human beings just like we are. They have families. They enjoy music. They enjoy playing music. And kids see that, and they're like, oh, I didn't know officers played music, you know.
And it's beautiful because you're giving so much back to the community. And, you know, don't get me wrong, we all have bills to pay and we need to take care of our households, but it's not always about the money.
Oh,
no. You know, money can't give you some of the things that you can get from helping people. I say that all the time. Helping somebody can make a shift in your spirit.
Oh, no doubt.
That can just save your whole mentality
That's true.
sometimes. And so it's just a blessing to see that you're giving so much back to the community.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now tell me about this other project that you're working on.
Well, I have a Mousey Thompson and the James Brown Experience because I'm trying to maintain his legacy as well. And then I have my group outside of the James Brown Experience, which is called Mousey Thompson and the Ultimate Party Band, which we play covers from Elvis Presley to Prince to James Brown to Frank Sinatra to whatever the occasion calls for.
My goodness.
And I have a jazz trio band too as well.
So you're as busy and busier than...
Not busy enough.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to step away for a few minutes and let you kick these drums. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about a couple of other things. Is that good?
Sounds great.
Wonderful.
Well, we're just going to keep it in the pocket. Okay?
That's right. Keep it in the pocket. That's right. Can I have one of these? Can I just hold? Can I just hold
Oh,
one
sure
of
you
these?
can. Oh.
I didn't know whether to throw my shoe at you. You know, see, I can't make it
Great.
sound like you make it
Oh,
sound.
yeah, you did. You just did.
I can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
How long did it take you to learn how to play these things for real? I mean, I know you're still learning and all of that.
Oh,
I know you're still learning and all of that, but seriously, how long did you play before you really felt like you had your own voice?
I don't know. It was just the direction that I was being led just to do what I'm doing. So I don't know.
Well, I'm so glad that you were led and you followed where you were led
Oh,
to,
yeah.
because you are truly gifted at what you do.
Thank you, Ginger.
Truly gifted. And see, I intentionally didn't have any other musical instruments in here this evening because I wanted people to see how you use the drums as an instrument. How you can actually sit down and solo with your drums, because that's the way, how good you are with your craft.
Oh, okay.
And I'm hoping that some young folk will look that are studying and see that they can use their drum sets as their musical instrument and actually go out and solo and play, whether there's another instrument around or not.
I mean, if I had a vocalist here, we could just show you a couple of things.
No, you meant if you had a vocalist here that would sing with you. That's what
exactly.
you meant, right? That's what you meant, right?
What I'm talking about.
But listen, I wanted to talk to you. Here, you can have this back, because I don't know what I'm doing with it. But I wanted
back here and play.
I wanted to. Oh no, I stay in my zone. I stay in my lane. But I wanted to talk to you. I wanted you to talk to us a little bit about traveling with and playing with James Brown and what that experience was like for you.
Well, it was a great experience. I mean, I traveled the world, several times, and just to touch the soil, I may not have seen, I've seen a lot, on my third time or second time around, but even the times in places that I've been just for one time, just to touch that soil and to say that you've been there, places that you never thought were even on the map,
right?
Is a blessing, and to see that music is not only just here, it's everywhere. Everywhere. I don't care. I mean, even the birds, I think they understand something about music, especially free concerts. You see them, they'll sit up there on that, on that wire and enjoy the concert, and when it's over, they're gone. So, I mean, music is it's an instrument of God,
Yes, it is. I just came back from Korea, and I was sitting in the church service, and they started singing. And even though I didn't know what the words were, I knew what the melody was. Let me say this. I didn't know what they were singing, but I knew what my words were because I knew the song.
That's right.
And I could look at the sheet music, and the sheet music was the same. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter where you travel, the sheet music is universal. There may be some little marks that are different here and there, but right. You can pick up a piece of sheet music anywhere in the world and play it the same way. And it was just so awesome when they started singing. I was like, oh, I know that song. Mm-hmm. So you're absolutely right. That's right. And music can surpass. I would play, and they didn't know what I was playing, but they heard the music and they felt the spirit. That's true. And it reached. And so music really is a universal language. I mean, it's been so many times I've hit the stage. I'm sick as a dog. I mean, but for those 2 hours or that hour, it seems to just... You forget you're sick. It's the best medicine in the world. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you are doing all of these projects. How do you keep yourself focused and grounded? How do you keep your life in order with all of the traveling and all of the projects that you have going on? Well, I have a beautiful family, my daughters and my sons, stepsons, and everybody. They keep me grounded. So I mean, I find my spare time is, which I don't have. I was gonna say, what's spare time? Is their time. So, and they understand my mission, as well as, pushing me the whole time. Daddy, you got to go over here. Excuse me, you need it over here, and it's just my music. I don't know. I just think that's what keeps me grounded. Is your music? Just my music, I couldn't put it. And making people happy. But let me tell you, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things here in a minute, but let me tell you something that was just profound during this interview. So many times you have situations where how do I want to say this gingerly? People who are churched have an issue with people who do, not all people, but some people, have an issue with people who do music that's outside of the church. But in this conversation with you, and I hope that this came across to someone else besides me, you do music outside of the church, but in that music, you do as much ministry and maybe more ministry than some people do inside of the church. And it was such a blessing because, to me, because I heard all of the things that you give back. And I know I don't even begin to know half of what you give back, but just the conversation I've had with you, I've heard some things that you do for the community. And I just wish there was some way that we could get people on the other side of that stigma, that God gave the music to all of us. He gave us all personalities. He gave us all creativity. And because it's not a gospel song, doesn't mean that it's not ministry.
That's true.
Because you can reach some people in some situations where I might not be. You might not find me playing in a given venue, but you might play in that venue, and because of your personality and your spirit and the way that you do it, you can reach that person.
That's true.
And possibly even get them to become a church person.
I mean, I think about young people, how they've transferred some of those R&B grooves or rock and roll grooves into gospel songs.
Yes.
And they've used that same music,
Yes.
but they just changed the lyrics.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, once again, that goes back to that feeling. Music is a feeling.
Yes.
And I don't know what someone else is feeling when that music is being played, but when you see that smile on their
Yes.
face, and they may have just heard bad
Absolutely.
news
Yes.
or, you know, whatever it is, but they know they've come to an event where they're supposed to forget about everything and just enjoy it for that hour, 15, 20 minutes,
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Now let me tell you, my husband, Martin, used to always say to me, he used to talk about you and he'd be like, Mousey, that's my man. He's such a great guy. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, who is this Mousey person? And he doesn't talk about a lot of people like that. And so I just want to let you know that everything he said about you was true and then some, because you have got to be one of the most peaceful spirits
Oh, thank you, Jim.
that I've met. A little crazy.
Of course.
But you know, it takes one to know one, right?
Of course.
But no, you're a lot of fun. I say that in jest, but you're a lot of fun and you're just a peaceful spirit. And I'm just glad that he knew you so that I would have the opportunity to meet you.
Well, thank you so much. I love Martin and I love you as well, you know, and through Martin I've met you. And
Yes.
y'all are two of the most beautiful people in the world.
Well, we appreciate that.
And I thank God for having me in your life, you know.
Yeah, so we're going to do great. We're already doing great things together, but we're going to do some more great
no
things
doubt.
together. So look, can you do something for me?
What's that?
Can you show me some of these beats that you do? I mean, can you give me like a little bossa nova type beat?
Okay, like.
Yeah. Can't you feel that? Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, what about a little blues? I'm a blues girl. I like blues. Woo! Don't take it too far. I had to go home and get my saxophone.
That's right.
Now listen, can you give us one of those gospel feels?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, that'll make you pull out your church shoes.
Going back on him with this
You're going back. But you see the foot moving over here, right?
We don't want to start ministering right now.
No. Wait a minute. That's what we've been doing the whole time, right?
I'm telling you.
But listen,
Just checking.
You gotta give me some of that James Brown feel. You gotta give me some of that.
Here you go. Let me see. Let's see how we're gonna play. Hey, say it loud. I love Jesus and I'm proud.
Oh, no, that's right. He said, I love Jesus and I'm proud.
You got cold sweat. Popcorn.
Yeah. Now listen, seriously, before we close, what I'd like you to do, again, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
Could you just share with the young people that are trying to learn music? What, you know, so many people's like, I want to break into music and I want to be famous and I want to, could you just share with them some advice as to how they should approach a music career?
Well, I would say, just like any other business, you have to learn your business. And in learning, you must first learn to learn. So kids, I always tell them, get your grades up to be the best person in your class as you can be. Not for somebody else, but for yourself.
Yes.
Not for your mom, not for your dad. I mean, they're going to be proud of you. But if you can do things for yourself like that, then you can understand blessings a whole lot more. Then you say, hey, man, I've gone out and I've worked hard for this A. And you teach music, take music the same way. If it starts out with one drum, then you reach to the other drum, to the other drum, to the other drum. It's how many drums you want. You can always have them around you. But you want to concentrate on getting that A first. I always say, put your studies first and your education. And you can do anything in life that you want to do.
Amen. You heard it here from Robert Mousey Thompson on Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase. Mousey, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. We
Thank
love
you for having me.
Yes.
God bless you.
God bless you.
All
Keep
right.
playing.
Thank you.
Keep playing. We've just had another wonderful rendition of Sing to the King Gospel Artist Showcase, where we just spent the past several minutes with, or past half an hour, I should say, with Robert Mousey Thompson, former drummer for James Brown. But as you can see, he does more than just drumming. Amen. If you want to reach him for bookings, his number is 202-409-8072. That's Robert Mousey Thompson, 202-409-8072. And I pray that something in this segment has touched you, blessed you, moved you. Until the next time we join together, I want to say, stay blessed.